Hello friends, it's another week for a garden tour. So big things have happened this week, exciting things are sprouting. I finished a bed, almost finished a bed. So let me show you everything that's happening this week, what's growing, what's sprouting, and tell you what's next on my to-do list. First up is our tomatoes. They are looking so good. This week I am getting the cattle panels finally. I should have done it before I had the tomatoes in the ground, but you know, sometimes this is how projects go. So I'm going to get the cattle panels on, and then I will finish staking them up. This guy is staked because he was going all wonky. I am still waiting for my Tulsi basil to pop up here. It hasn't yet, and it'll take a while, so I'm waiting for that. And I noticed there's some spots I didn't seed at all, and then some places I double seeded, so I'm gonna put something in those. But everything is looking really good. There is lots of blooms starting to pop up on my guys, which I am super excited about. And we had a storm, so all my little lettuce spots right there, they just did not make it through the storm. So I threw in marigold seeds here to delineate where my different types of tomatoes are. So on this side, I have all my slicers, then I have cherry tomatoes, and then I have my paste tomatoes. So that's what's going on here. Things are popping up and good. Sunflowers are coming up in the back, and even my calendula down here is all growing good. So things are looking great here. And then if we come over here to this side of my garden, it's still a little bit of a mess. This week I am really getting in here and cleaning up my garden. But look down in here. Do you see it? Little tomatoes. So I'm excited. I got tomatoes on this guy as well. And then in here you can see little starts. I believe these are marigolds. And then in here I have some beans. So I can see a couple of bean guys popping up here. Up here is looking super good too. I'm very excited about these cosmos. This blue tansy is looking real good. It was purple for a while, so it's looking way better. My jalapenos, here we go. My jalapenos are sprouting, and these ground cherries are loaded, all of them. So I'm really excited to try them. My green stalk is doing great. My peas are blooming like crazy, which is good because I don't know how much longer they're going to hold on. Our weather is getting warm fast, and everything I planted, well, almost everything is sprouting. So I'm super excited. I didn't mark what anything is. I know some people like to do that. I kind of like to be surprised. I am very impatient, but I like garden surprises. So this is fun. Everything is kind of in the same family, so they all look the same for now. They will start changing. I've got little flowers and things popping up here. Like, I don't know what this guy is, but we'll find out soon. Over in this long grow bag, things are popping up. So I put a ton of beans in this section, and they're popping up. And then I see a little guy popping up here and here. So things are slowly going. One of my squashes, I believe those were cosmos or marigolds in the back. And then I can see more green popping up, which is super exciting. I am eagerly waiting for these zinnias to open. I didn't start nearly as much zinnias as I thought I did. So pretty soon, more zinnias will be going in the ground. And of course, I have a thing for marigolds. So I just love seeing them all sorts of places. Then same over here, things are looking great. This marigold is about to bloom. I believe this is one of my bigger ones. My tomatillos are doing fantastic. Can you see all those little blooms? Super excited. I love tomatillo salsa. I'm a very big tomatillo salsa person, but this year I also want to make like a tomatillo enchilada sauce. So that's my plan with having so many tomatillos. I believe these ones are purple or green. They can be one of the two. They can either look purple or green, so it'll be very exciting. My cabbage is really starting to see better days. This was a little broccoli that somehow ended up here. He has obviously gone to seed. But I think my sweet potatoes will end up here. That is That is what I'm thinking, because then they can just take over. I don't need too much. It's more of the novelty of it for my kids, because that excitement of digging them up. And my garlic is doing great. Now, my garlic should be ready like June. I think towards the end of June, if I did the math right. After this comes out, I think I'm gonna plant pumpkins here in hopes we'll have them for Halloween. So that is what I'm thinking. I just got a cucamelon plant, and I think I'm gonna plant him here probably in a pot and trellis him up, and then he can start coming down here. This bed, I honestly have no idea what I'm gonna put in here, but I'm gonna do it fairly soon. I'm not in a rush because my beets and everything are still doing good. Tons of turnips, and I've really only noticed one thing that has flowered. So I'm just gonna let them hang out and do their thing. Now this bed is what I am gonna get in and work on this week. I cleared a huge blackberry that was in this corner. That was the biggest pain. And we've gotten a lot of rain, and so little starts are popping up. So I need to get in here, like till the ground, so I can pull out as many blackberry roots as possible, because blackberries here are kind of like how mint just multiplies. It's very frustrating and it's never ending. So I need to get those out, and then my blackberries are gonna go here in this corner so I can kind of trellis them against the fence. And then I don't know what's gonna plant here. Nothing might go here because of how the water drains, as you can see. So I gotta figure out what all is going on here. This green stalk though is doing fantastic, and I am so excited what's going on. So many pepper blooms are happening. I never have peppers this early because I always buy starts from the store, and the starts aren't that far along. So they're doing good. I do have a random tomato in here, and it's just doing their thing. There's a zinnia, and then I really want my chamomile to go faster. Marigolds. This basil is doing great, but you got to check out this one. Look at this. Isn't this so cool? It almost looks like a topiary. This is Genovese, a basil, and it's just teeny tiny little bits. So tons of stuff is happening in here. I'm just super excited. Down here in my strawberry bed, it's just putting off so many strawberries, so many blooms. My kids come out here pretty much daily and pick a strawberry or two and eat them. My mints and herbs are doing great. Here's my 3 blackberries that will go over in that corner. My crazy dirt pile. Ignore my mess everywhere else. And then over here, I have a whole bunch of flowers looking good. I need to up pot, transplant, do something, because they're all looking a little sad, but they're all gonna go in my front yard, and I'll show you where. These are my Arkansas Traveler, Cherokee Purple. I have some cayenne peppers, orange bell peppers, and then calendula, milkweed, borage is all right here. This little bed is slowly filling out with tons of volunteer flowers. So I have tons of little guys popping up, tons of marigolds in the back. This Cosmo is just getting so fun. This is celery right here. It is holding on. I don't think it's going to last much longer because it is fairly warm already, but we'll see what happens with it. I finally realized to bring my pineapple outside. This is one I've been growing from just a pineapple at the grocery store, and it's just something fun to do with my kids. So it's out here. More plants to go in my new bed. So these are some tomatillos and more tomatoes. I know, more tomatoes, but I'm doing it. Blueberries are looking good. My lime tree is doing great. So I did pot it up. It has been fertilized, and hopefully it does good. They're key limes, so they're the smaller limes. So we'll see how this grows. My mum is looking fantastic. It looks like it's gonna bloom soon. My pineapple sage is growing in so fast, and it roots fairly easy. So I'm gonna wait for it to get a little bigger, and then I'm gonna root a little bit of it, and then I think I'm gonna put it in more places. or I might give it away. I don't know, but I really love this as tea, so I want it. This bed of mine is the one where the soil was not as good. So I've been kind of amending it and adding to it just because I used such cheap soil when I started. So I did end up adding in 2 tomatoes here because I had them, and I feel guilty letting them go to waste. So they're in here and things are moving along. My sage has bloomed and it's just so pretty. I love it. Now the biggest thing that has happened is this bed. I've almost finished it. So I need from here to there of bricks, and then I can start filling it in with soil. So I'm going to use some of this cheaper compost and topsoil kind of as filler, and then I'm going to go back along with my collection of potting soils and layer it on top to really get good soil. And then a lot of those starts that I showed you are going to go in here, and then I'm going to put okra, I'm going to put sunflowers, tons of flowers in general, because my blueberries will be done by July. Like they will be done by like mid-July. So I still have from July to basically Thanksgiving to grow here. So I really want to add just flowers and color and fun, but these blueberries are taking off. So you can see all these little nubs will all be blueberries. So it's very exciting. They are loaded this year. If you do not prune your blueberries, I highly encourage you to, because since I've pruned them, this is my 2nd year pruning them, the amount they are producing is just ridiculous, just in general. So tons and tons and tons of them, which I'm very excited about. And then this is my last one to show you guys. It is doing so good. So I really want this to be full and over the top, and it's getting there. The bee balm is taking off. My thyme is going. I love all these thyme flowers. There's just something about them that just make me happy. This is some lettuce here. It's probably not gonna last much longer because of the heat. And I'm waiting to see about the kale. My loofahs are growing, but I don't have anything really to trellis them up yet. So I kind of just keep propping, and it needs to grow a little bit longer to catch up some of this bark. So I'm very excited about this. And then here's a look at this bed. It's just gonna be so fun and full of flowers here soon. So there's a look at my garden this week. Big things are happening, exciting things are happening. I feel like now's the point where you can really start seeing the difference in the plants just week to week. And this is where I get excited, motivated, and I start spending a lot of my time in here. And this is the time of year my husband jokes he loses me, because I love being in my garden, and it's something that really makes me happy. It's what drives me to be outside. It's what kind of motivates me to be active, because I hate working out, but I love doing yard work. So I have no problem spending hours doing yard work, but I absolutely dread working out. So being outside is just motivating for me. This week I do have more big things happening. I'm finishing that garden bed I started in the front yard. So I need to finish filling with dirt. I'm gonna plant and then build the garden sink, my kind of potting up washing station. I'll show you how we're gonna do that. My parents are visiting, so my dad's gonna be helping me, and my dad and I enjoy doing projects together. So thank you guys very much for joining me here in my space. I really do appreciate it. This is my happy space, and I'm glad I can share it with people who enjoy gardening as much as I do. So come back next week. We're gonna see what big changes are happening and see what all is growing. Bye, friends.